What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 10 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. A while back, we did feature this really cool Reshiram team built by SomeRandomGamer. Since then, it has been upgraded a little bit, so we're going to try out this new upgraded version of the team. So not really much to say that I haven't already said. It is a Psychic Seed Reshiram, taking advantage of having Tapu Lele there to set up the Psychic Surge for you, and then really boost your special defense. You still have max special attack, which lets you hit really hard, so you essentially have an Assault Vest while still having access to Protect. Next up, Regieleki, very standard, nothing to say about that. It does have the Magnet just to do a little bit more damage, because yeah, it's standard Regieleki, and we can put the Focus Sash on it. We do have Whimsicott with the Mental Herb, so I thought this is a really cool set, having the ability to set up Sunny Day for particularly that Venusaur in the back, and also for Reshiram just to help it deal a little bit more damage. You obviously have Helping Hand to do even more damage, and finally Tailwind for that speed control. Next up, Urshifu. Urshifu hits hard. Urshifu has a Focus Sash. It survives some hits, and it can deal with a lot of things. So pretty standard. We are kind of going through this real quick. Next up, we do have Tapu Lele. I think Tapu Lele is a really good choice. It does have a lot of good matchups. One thing to note is this is a fairly slow variant of it, so you will actually not outspeed Calyrex with the Scarf, but at the same time, you still are outspeeding enough of your team where you can put in work with that. You do have access to Nature's Madness in order to lower some health before going for big attacks to get those guaranteed KOs, and then beyond that, it is pretty standard coverage with Psyshock hitting on the physical side. And finally, we do have Venusaur. Venusaur is really going to take advantage of that sunlight, being able to go for those big solar beams after getting set up. Sludge Bomb, another really good option for good stab coverage. You also do have Protect and Sleep Powder. So Sleep Powder really letting you get on that fast threat of putting stuff to sleep while setting up. So we do have the code on the screen. We have played a variant of this team before, so I'm hoping for some continued good success. And with that, let's just get rock and rolling and move into the first game. Alright, battle number one, and it is a Zacian team. It is Zacian, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Pelipper with Grimmsnarl and Nihilego. So, what? Reshiram is, I obviously need Reshiram. Pelipper is a little bit scary. Regieleki's in a really good spot, right? Regieleki Reshiram feels good here. Regieleki does have Protect. I do want Whimmy to set up the Sun. And the big question is, what do I want in that last slot? Venusaur doesn't really do much. I think Urshifu does a lot here. So I'm remembering that. So let's go with the top four. I could have been really cheeky. I mean, no, because I brought the top four. It's like I could have pretended to time out, but that doesn't actually do anything for you. So let's see. I just need to get rid of Pelipper. I think Pelipper is going to be the biggest threat to me. I do expect to see potential just double fake out boys. We do have to be a little cognizant of Rillaboom because of the fact that we are relying on Regieleki a fair bit, but that shouldn't be an issue, as we are going to see Grimmsnarl Zacian. So everything about that says I can just double up into Zacian this turn, and you don't really have a good counterplay to it. The potential fear is if you fake out a Lecky, but that shouldn't be an issue. I'm gonna actually, I have Urshifu, I have Whimmy. I'm gonna Protect. I feel like you're more likely to fake out here. And then go for, I think Blue Flare is safe, right? This should be fine. You could set up a light screen. I am, like I said, very worried about the fake out, as we will see. Just to protect from Zacian, that's fine. This means that we can just go on the offense next turn, as yep, you will set up a light screen. We can, you will see the Blue Flare there. I think that that's fine. I'm gonna go for Electro. I think a Thunderbolt with a Blue Flare will just knock out Zacian, as well as anything that potentially wants to switch in, as it's gonna be a trick, which is fine with me. We are gonna get an Iron Ball, as Play Rough comes out into a Lecky. I forgot that Iron Ball just automatically works now, as Blue Flare will come out into Zacian. We don't even get the KO, which is really bad for us. We do have Whimsicott, so we do have a pretty free Tailwind We do have a pretty free Tailwind with damage. So yeah, we can just do this, and then we can just go for an Earth Power. We don't need to chance that. Okay, that's annoying because Iron Ball works immediately, Lagging Tail does not. That's really good to know. Yeah, we would have got the KO. That's really frustrating. What happens now? We get a guaranteed Tailwind with Reshiram. You should protect. Okay, we're going to see a straight swap, which is fine. I would love an Incineroar here, as it is going to be Pelipper. So that's a really good call on your part, right? You're just trying to change the terrain, and we've lost our best answer to Pelipper, unfortunately. So what? Yeah, Earth Power comes out. Foul Play into Reshiram does a lot more than I would have liked. I'm going to go for a Sunny Day, and I'm going to go for a Blue Flare into Grimmsnarl, just trying to get rid of it. I mean, like, Pelipper is kind of the big threat right now, but I'm hoping that with the decrease in accuracy to Hurricane from going for that Sunny Day, we can at least try to significantly reduce its potential damage output. I'm expecting maybe a Spirit Break here, as we will see just a straight Trick onto Whimmy. Whimmy's gonna get a Magnet. This is actually perfect. I'm guessing you were hoping for a Focus Sash, as oh god, I really wish that had picked up a KO. We will see a Hurricane. Unfortunately, it is gonna hit Whimmy, and unfortunately, it is gonna pick up that knockout. But that's fine. We do have Urshifu, which can come out pretty safely. We can threaten Wicked Blow into Pelipper. We do have the Sash to live. We have a guaranteed Earth Power into the Grimmsnarl slot. You can't trick me. So we can go for a Wicked Blow here, as well as an Earth Power here. This will pick up the knockout, and there's not really much you can do about that. You switch out into Zacian. That's fine. We will see a Trick. I'm glad you forgot how Urshifu works, because we now have a Focus Sash to live a potential Hurricane, as great damage into Pelipper. Oh, I'm so thankful for that. Earth Power comes out. This will pick up a KO here. And so now what? Hurricane is going to hit again. It's 50% accurate. Like, come on. Throw me a bone on this one. And we get the confusion. So this is really bad. This is super bad for us. We have missed that twice. What happens here? We do have Urshifu, though, and we still have Tailwind. You shouldn't have priority unless you have... Okay, so you're going to bring out Zacian. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to say we Wicked Blow here, and I'm going to Dragon Pulse here. Come on, man. You hit 2 Hurricanes with Sun Up, and you got the confusion. So we're gonna take a pretty big chance here. If we hit this Wicked Blow, right, we are in a really good spot. We're guaranteed to hit through Protect, as yep, we will see the Protect come out. I just need Urshifu. I just need this hit. Please, Urshifu. Thank you, God. Oh, sick. Perfect. Boom. KO there. Love to see that. We'll take that critical hit any day. Definitely didn't matter. Dragon Pulse will come out from Reshiram. This will go, yep, into Pelipper to stop any sort of... Yeah, I was like, God, if that didn't KO. And now, what? You have Incin or Rillaboom in the back, which means if you have Rillaboom is ideal, because then I get recovery on Reshiram, as it will be... Okay, it's Nihilego. Nihilego, still very scary. We have a Wicked Blow here, as well as a pretty safe Earth Power onto Nihilego. It is ×4. Oh, we're playing Meteor Beam games. Right, because yeah, this is definitely a Meteor Beam set. I totally forgot about that. I was like, oh, Nihilego will be fine. We have some special defense. So I'm assuming if you go for, what is it called? A Power Gem, I'm assuming we can survive. If you don't... Okay, we are going to see a Power Gem, and this looks like... Okay, it's into Urshifu, which, fine with me. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. We could have got, oh, because you get to +1. Smart. I should have gone for a Sucker Punch. As Earth Power will come out, please pick up the KO. It's just going to pick up the KO, so we don't even actually have to worry about that. So a little tricky. You could have risked it on the Confusion, but I mean, I'm glad you didn't. Overall, a really solid first game. Pelipper obviously is a little bit tricky to play around, but I think utilizing Sunny Day really well and also setting up for that strong end game. And also the fact that like we just did a lot of damage from the start, which was like really great. So like I said, overall really good first game, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Eternatus. It is Eternatus, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Urshifu with Nihilego and Araquanid. So what? Reshiram is really good here for pretty much most of the team that's not Urshifu and what is it called? Urshifu and Araquanid. So I actually really like Tapu Lele. Reshiram feels really strong to me. What do I want in the back? I like Urshifu just because it hits really hard. Regieleki is also Regieleki doesn't really do anything other than Araquanid, but I also don't really have a good answer for Araquanid. I could just bring Urshifu. I think Urshifu is gonna hit hard enough. Venusaur, we can't really bring. I'm gonna bring Whimmy. I think the ability to potential Encore lock something is really nice. We also do have Helping Hand, which is going to play a pretty big role. So I'm kind of hoping that we can get some real good damage right off the bat. We will get to +1 special defense, which is going to be really great. And we just need to figure out how to deal with that Urshifu more than anything, as we will see a lead of Eternatus Nihilego. So great for us because of the fact that Lele has to like choose what I want to attack into. Both of these have the chance to carry Meteor Beam, which is like really bad. We will at least get the special defense boost onto Reshiram, as we will see what I'm gonna go for Psyshock here, and I'm gonna go for an Earth. Oh, you have Dynamax Cannon. Haha. I'm gonna say we live a Dynamax Cannon. We're not even gonna find out because you're gonna switch out. Okay. Rillaboom coming in is totally fine with me. Rillaboom is gonna take a lot from this Dragon Pulse, as I didn't really see a good reason to switch out. If Nihilego protects, that's a little scary. As no protect, so we are just gonna be able to get that free Psyshock off. And no Sash, so that's actually even better for us, because we are free damage onto that. We get the big KO, as we will fire off this Dragon Pulse into Rillaboom, and that puts it at, I mean, it'll get back over as a result. Oh, it's not even over as a result of what's it called, of the Grassy Surge. So that's really good for us. This looks like Eternatus again. Yep, Eternatus is gonna come out. So what? I like Nihilego, I mean Tapu Lele a lot. All of these choices are bad. Sack Lele. I'm gonna just hit this button, and I'm gonna go for a protect, because what happens, right, is if you KO Lele, we get a free switch into Whimmy, which lets me set up a Tailwind and hit into your what's it called? Into your Eternatus. We tank that because of how bulky we are. Dynamax Cannon, love to see that. You're gonna hit into Reshiram. Wow, that is a fast Eternatus. It is faster than Lele. Great damage there. So we have the chance of a double KO here. So what? I sack Lele, bring out Whimmy. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm going to go for a Psyshock here, and I'm going to switch into Whimmy. You KO Lele. That lets Whimmy be next to Reshiram. That lets me set up a Tailwind and go for a Dragon Pulse into Eternatus, which should KO at this range. Smart switch. Yep, okay, that's smart. We will see the Dynamax Cannon, not going to affect Whimsicott. Boom! That lets me get off a huge Psyshock onto this Eternatus, picking up the knockout. I'm really shocked they didn't just stay in and target into, or just pick up the KO onto Lele. Right? There wasn't really, I mean, there wasn't really a good incentive. I guess there was an incentive for me to switch out. We did give up our special defense boost, but at this point, like, it's not really doing enough. And now we can hit into whatever they bring out, as it is going to be Ensign. Ensign, obviously, yeah, we have Reshiram to clean up this endgame. We can just stay in and go for, what is it called? We can go for a Psyshock onto you, and then we can just move, let's just Helping Hand Lele. I don't really see how my opponent gets out of this, yeah, because of the fact that we do have Reshiram. Reshiram going to be able to really easily clean up this endgame. So overall, really good second battle. I am really interested to know the targeting decision for why you went for, I guess they were afraid of not KOing. But like I said, I just needed Reshiram next to Whimmy, because that would have let me set up the Tailwind. And then because of that, like once Eternatus was gone, like you weren't doing anything to Reshiram. So really showing off the power. Overall, really good second battle. And let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, battle number 3, and it is Zacian in what looks to be like the dominant Zacian archetype of the ladder, I guess. It is Pelipper Zacian with Amoonguss, Ensign, Urshifu, and Rillaboom. So I like what Whimmy is. I think Whimmy is really big here. Regieleki is really good here. Reshiram, and then probably Urshifu. So some combination of this top 4. I can do what? Whimmy Reshiram feels really safe. Or actually, let's do Regieleki Reshiram with, nope, I want to put you, let's do this. Just with the idea that we are really going to threaten whatever wants to come in, right? Like you don't really have a good counterplay to this. I think Reshiram is a really good answer into a lot of Zacian teams. And your only response, your only response is going to be, what is it called? This Pelipper, but we have Regieleki, so it's not even like a super big deal. We do obviously have to be a little bit cognizant, right? Pelipper does have good answers into both Whimmy and Urshifu, so not 100% safe, but still like a really good spot. As we will see a lead of Zacian next to, what is it called? Ensign. Which makes me, what? I'm potentially fine just to go for straight damage into, I don't really see a, I'm going to actually just straight up Blue Flare here and go for a Protect, right? Like, I expect the Fake Out, you could potentially double up into Reshiram. I'm playing a little aggressive that I don't need to. I think you'd actually want to Fake Out a Lecky, right? You Fake Out a Lecky to stop the Electro Web and then me hit before you hit. So I'm kind of banking on them doing that. Play Rough is a little scary, but we should take it pretty well. As this also does let us go for a Protect the subsequent turn. Called it wrong. They are unfortunately going to hit off. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's totally fine with me. We will be able to now at this point go for another Blue Flare here. And I'm going to go for an Electro Web. This should potentially make Zacian slower than Reshiram, which means that we can hit it with a Blue Flare before they're able to respond back. I think Earth Power probably is safe, just given everything. But if you switch into, I mean, what? If you switch into Pelipper, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Earth Power is a safe option because your only switch in is Pelipper, and Pelipper is not going to like an Electro Web. So that would have guaranteed, even if you brought in Pelipper, we would have at least gotten super effective damage onto Ensign. Whereas now, okay, that's fine. We are probably going to see a Parting Shot. Yeah, so I expect to see a Parting Shot from this Ensign onto probably the Reshiram. That's really good chip. That is shockingly good damage. We will expose the Blue Flare. So we're going to actually just see straight Darkest Lariat. Probably a Lecky. Yep, into a Lecky. Oh my goodness. Living on 2 is huge. I'm going to go for a Blue Flare here. And I'm going to... I'm gonna Volt. Do I think Thunderbolt will just straight up KO this Ensign from this range? I'm gonna Volt Switch. I think there's a chance that... What? We can bring out Urshifu. Urshifu will take a Darkest Lariat, as we will just see a straight swap into what? Into Pelipper. Okay. I'll take that. I am very thankful to take a KO. I mean, it makes sense, right? You're trying to reduce the damage. I'm going to pick up a KO here. Is that... Oh, that's Focus Sash. A little unfortunate, but, like, not the worst. This means that we can bring out... I'm going to bring out Whimmy. Whimmy has the ability to Sunny Day, set up Tailwind, so overall, just like a really good option. We still have Earth Power, so that's really good for us. Play Rough going to come out into Reshiram. We live at more than 0, as Blue Flare will connect. Still does a huge chunk of damage. And so I'm going to go for a Protect here and go for a Tailwind. I think that that is our best... Oh, that's tricky, right? Because if you Tailwind with Pelipper, that puts me in a... Oh, no, because then what? If you double up... If you go for Tailwind with Pelipper... Oh, we still have Aleki. I don't care. Aleki makes this fine. This is ideal, because then what we can do is we can set up and then we can Earth Power. But what I'm afraid of is I'm afraid of a potential Protect Zacian, deal damage into Reshiram to KO, expecting me to try to KO. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. So this way I have a guaranteed way to deal damage into their Zacian the subsequent turn, as we will get up this Tailwind. You might set up your own Tailwind, which like is scary, but... Okay, we're going to just see a straight Hurricane. This is exactly... Oh, this is perfect what I called. We now have a free Earth Power guarantee here, as well as a Moonblast onto the Pelipper slot. So we're going to pick up the knockout there. This Earth Power is more than enough range to KO Zacian. Even if you bring out Ensign, it's going to take a huge chunk. And then the main question really is, what do you have in the back? As yep, we are going to see a swap. Survey says it is going to be Ensign. Ensign really not going to appreciate an Earth Power. I can definitely tell you that much. So yeah, this should hopefully pick up a KO, as we are going to see just a straight double switch. So the question, okay, it's Rillaboom in the back, which is fine. You have your 2 fake out users next to each other. So what this lets Reshiram recover a lot of HP, especially given the fact that they are not dealing damage this turn, and we can go for a Protect the subsequent turn. Whimmy going to do... Okay, so that's a Saltfest. Very clearly. Earth Power comes out into Ensign. Oh, would have loved a KO there, because that is going to trigger a Berry. Do I want to sack? I don't really want to sack Whimmy. I don't think we're going to sack Whimmy. Yeah, because we have a guaranteed Earth Power into that slot. I would like very much to Protect. I'm going to go for a Protect, and then... I'm going to Moonblast into... Into Rilla. I want to free switch into Aleki. I think getting an Aleki would be really good. I mean, there's no reason not to just double fake out. Yep, we will see a fake out here. You should also fake out into Whimmy. Yep, fake out, perfect. There's not really a reason to go for anything else. It is a fairly bit of damage. The big question now is, can we survive a Grassy Glide from Rillaboom? I say yes. It is ×4 resisted. We could just, what, switch out? Sack Aleki. No, that doesn't really do anything. I'm gonna say we live. I'm gonna say we live in Earth Power, and I'm gonna bring out Urshifu. I cannot see this picking up a KO. It's ×4 resisted. We have bulk. We have a pretty decent amount of bulk too. 34 down to 14. That does 20. So that means after Grassy Terrain, we will live another one. So this is really good for us because now we do have Urshifu out. We still have access to Whimmy to set up another Tailwind. So that's going to be really huge. Urshifu puts big damage onto whatever they bring out. Do we have enough to live another Grassy Glide? We should, right? Tailwind is gone. That's still fine. That's still fine. We have Sash on Urshifu. This should be... Yep, it is going to be Zacian. That makes sense. We could just double up. Double up Zacian seems fine to me. No, let's not throw this. Let's go for a Protect and... Let's do that. If you double up Urshifu to pick up the knockout, that lets me bring out Whimsicott. Whimsicott can then go for a Tailwind to deal with you. I'll have recovered enough HP off Reshiram to live the Grassy Glide. And that should let us clean up. We will see Reshiram Protect, so that says that Zacian is not going for a Protect, as we will see a Grassy Glide. Yep, into Urshifu, trying to break a Sash. Play Rough comes out, unfortunately calling it right into the Urshifu slot. That would have been a really, really great turn to go for an Earth Power. We can't bring out a Lecky safely. I can bring out Whimmy. I don't expect... So I don't expect... What? I don't expect to see... Tailwind into you seems so obvious. I'm gonna Blue Flare and Helping Hand Sunny Day. I'm gonna go for this. I expect Zacian to switch out. Yep, we are gonna see Protect here, which is great. As long as we hit this, we should win. Because Alecki will be able to beat Zacian and Pelipper. Why are you faster? Why is that so fast? Okay, so... that was, as the children say, really unexpected. Pelipper comes in. That's really bad. That's super, super, super bad. Why is that Rillaboom so... Okay. Remember when I said that was really bad? This whole turn is horrible. What do I do now? You switch out... Did I just attack last turn? I totally forget what I just did. No, I went for a Blue Flare. I'm going to Protect here. And I'm going to set up a Tailwind. I have to hope you swap into... If you swap into Rillaboom... What? Swap into Rillaboom, go for a Hurricane onto Reshiram. That would be ideal. This is actually fine. We will get the Tailwind up. Regieleki is faster. Play Rough. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Into Reshiram. That's great. This will be a Hurricane into Reshiram. Okay, perfect. Now I have an Earth Power, which should guarantee a KO here, as well as a Moonblast here. And then we just need to beat Rillaboom, which isn't 100% trivial. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's fine with me. You are stalling out turns of Tailwind, but yeah, because you now know what I'm gonna do. I'm still gonna go for it. I don't have a reason to go for anything else. We can hit this button. We can just do this. You are going to lose something this turn. And I think, what? You should sacrifice Pelipper? No, because what? Sacrifice Pelipper, swap in... Yep, okay, bring out Rillaboom. That's good for me. You could go for a Double Protect. Double Protect is really scary, but not the end of the world. Oh, this is such a stressful endgame. We are just going to perfect get the Moonblast off. That's going to let Pelipper go down. fine. So now, okay, so what? Do I assume they're gonna double? They could double Whimmy. We're gonna play aggressive. We're going to Earth Power here and go for a... We have Tailwind up. I'm gonna go for a Sunny Day. I expect you to double Whimsicott. We are gonna see a fake out. Perfect. Please go for a Behemoth. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, we're faster. Boom. Okay. That's gonna knock out the... What's it called? The Zacian. This means we can set up a Sunny Day guaranteed, and the sun goes... Yeah, we can set that up, and we should be able to KO pretty easily from this point using Reshiram. So yeah, I mean, given how they had played, I think it made sense just to say, you know, screw it, we're going to go a little bit aggressive with Reshiram. We know that they're faster, so probably worth going for a Protect and a Tailwind. Let's go for a Protect and a Tailwind. Just because that way it reduces the damage. But yeah, I think the writing was pretty clear on the wall. So really glad we were able to try this team out again. We will be using it tomorrow. I think the changes have made a huge difference, as was able to see. Like, even in some really tough matchups, particularly Rain, we were able to pull through. So once again, huge thank you to SomeRandomGamer for sending me the team. If there are teams you want me to try of yours, make sure to let me know. And yeah, until next time, I hope